Fans, welcome to another episode of Westwood Open House. We're at episode number 10. I got my star partner here.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Donovan Carter, back for another amazing episode. We are at a new development at Willams Homes, man. Why don't you tell them a little about it?
We're at Finch Ranch in the city of Piru. I don't know if you guys heard of it, right? Piru, it's north of Santa Clarita. Beautiful new development, and we're going to give you a slight little tour. But DC and I have an honor today of actually doing the ribbon cutting.
Yes.
And this man right here is going to be the MC of the event, and we'll give you some clips of that. But, well, first and foremost, DC, before we get into the Bruins, we want to thank this establishment, this builder, for actually pouring into our podcast and setting us up for next year to have a more successful podcast. This partnership has been great so far, DC. Let's get into the game real quick.
Yeah. Finally got a dub. Let's go.
The dub, and you predicted it. They were going to win by 14 points. We're close.
Close.
You know, they ran it in that last play off the onside kick for a touchdown that was called back. But what impressed me the most, DC, was the ability to block.
Yeah.
Right? That run by Ethan Garbers, phenomenal run.
Yeah, I think I had a little Joe Burrows in him, man. I was very impressed with the game. Offense, this is what we've been waiting for all year. We scored 35 points, you know, the most we've done this season under Coach Bieniemy. But, yeah, we just played all-around good football, man. The Rutgers, tough place to play in. Tough environment. It was a homecoming, so, you know, they came out and wanted to get a win, of course. But it was a great game. Ethan played great. No interceptions. He had 5 total touchdowns, 300, almost 400 yards. Defense played, you know, really good at times. Got a little tired toward the end. Made a few mistakes, but, you know, that happens. It's college football. It's Big Ten. But, yeah, I'm really happy with the game, man, and I'm just so glad we got the win. And, man, we got to bye this week, much-needed rest, and get ready for Nebraska.
We'll talk about Nebraska in a minute. We'll talk about Dylan Raiola. They call him Patrick Mahomes Jr. for a reason. I mean, not just looking like Patrick, but he actually gets to play like Patrick a little bit.
Yeah.
But going back to the Rutgers game, what impressed me was the ability for the guys to get up and play for that game, because it's not easy playing at 9 a.m. our time on the East Coast. Number one, the travel is real.
Yes.
Right? DC, you played some long games sometimes, going across country, time zones. What does that do to your psyche sometimes?
Man, it's tough, man, because, like, you know, 9 in the morning, that's pretty early. So you just got to get in your routine early that week. If you got to wake up a little earlier, I'm sure, you know, Coach Foster, everybody kind of had it prepared. But, yeah, you got to wake up and get fired up and, you know, get your body used to ready to perform at that level. But we this our second time Penn State. We played early, I think, you know, going through that, and then we was well prepared for this Rutgers game. And, I was happy, man. I was happy that we got the win. You know, our first win in the Big Ten. That's part of history now. And many more to come, I'll say.
Many more to come. What I did like also was a running game. Our running game was on fire. Each of our backs got a touchdown.
Yeah.
Right? And I love seeing Keegan Jones.
He was involved a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
I love seeing Jalen Berger get his touches.
Shout out to him, man. He was a Jersey guy. So I'm sure it was, like, you know, amazing for him to have his family go there and watch him play. And I think that's the big thing about the Big Ten. You get some of those guys from East Coast that want to come to UCLA and come to the West Coast, and their families still get a chance to see them play a few games out the season. So,
and I like TJ. TJ had a great game as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, TJ's been playing really, really better each week. He's getting better. I think the offense is just figuring out, you know, they're finally figuring out the offense is finally resonating, because I know with Coach Bieniemy, I know it's a complex offense and it takes some time, but it seems like they're really figuring out, man. And TJ, he's doing good running the ball and catching the ball.
I agree. And you know what? A lot of people were just talking about a quarterback change during the brief losing streak that we had. Yeah. But earlier in the year, our first episode, we talked about Ethan Garbers being a top 3 quarterback in the Big Ten.
We did.
I still think that. And if you guys see that game, the blocking is getting better. And if Ethan had elite time, more windows to throw. Let's be honest, Ethan tore up that Rutgers defense. Let's be honest with you, right?
He did.
So the top 3 quarterback comparisons is not too far-fetched, especially with the Big Ten looking as it is right now. Yeah. The only top 3 quarterbacks I see in the Big Ten right now is Rourke. Yes. Ethan has the capability of being a top 3. Yeah. And to some extent, people are saying Miller Moss might be a top 3, but I haven't yet to see that yet. Yeah, man. Rourke, I think that's Indiana. He just got hurt, too, last week. Hopefully he's back and healthy. But, this is the Ethan Garbers football we was been waiting to see, man. And just happy, to have that game. And
hopefully just, keeps the momentum going and it just carries on because we have 5 more games left in the season, all winnable games, I think, and we need to go to a bowl game this year.
Now, you're talking about the winnable games. I see the Bruins actually winning all out. The only game that looks a little bit tough, I'll be honest with you, is the next game we have against Nebraska.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Nebraska defense is no joke.
Right.
Right? But Indiana was able to hang 56 on them.
Man, yeah, Indiana is – we seeing how good Indiana is this year, still undefeated. But, yeah, Nebraska, they're tough to play at home. Mm-hmm. Great team. They got a young quarterback, true freshman quarterback. He's been playing good. But, I was interested to see how it was going to be around this time because when you first come in, nobody has any film on you. Yep. And then once people start getting the tendencies down, studying your film, they kind of catch up to you. But they got a tough game against Ohio State this weekend, which we'll see what happens with that. Anything can happen, but my money's on Ohio State, whatever the over/under is. But for them, for 2 weeks in a row, they might have losses. So when this is a must win. It's a must win for us and them. So I'm just excited for just a great Big Ten matchup. Nebraska is one of those stadiums that's historic, not only in the Big Ten Conference, just in the nation. So it's another way. Another thing for these young men that's on the team that they'll remember this forever. They'll remember the LSU, Penn State, now Nebraska. They playing all these great stadiums. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Excited to see. Like I said, it's crazy. We only got November is around the corner, but we only have 1 more month of football, man. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just trying to cherish it and cherish these times.
Trying to cherish the rest of this podcast. He's going too fast. I was talking to DC on the way over here. We don't know what's next for us, man. Hopefully we can continue this podcast, hopefully for next year. But, it's been fun so far. But going through the rest of the season, I think Nebraska is very winnable. Yeah. We're talking with Wayne Cook on our other podcast is how can we shake up Raiola, right? Wayne's take was throw the kitchen sink at him. Show some plays that he hasn't seen before. Have Davies over there in the island waiting for him to do a crazy move on the back foot. Throw him off, right? So I think, honestly, Bruin fans, I think Nebraska is an easy, winnable game. Yeah. If they're playing along the lines of the same way they play against Indiana, I think the Bruins, if they hold tight and just contain Raiola, I think we have a great chance of winning. Yeah, we got to get after him, man. He's a young guy. He's not mobile at all. Mm-hmm. I was looking at stats. He doesn't have any rushing yards. Mm-hmm. So if we get after him, make him uncomfortable, make him move a little bit, we're going to be in a good place. And our defense is playing really good, man. I got to shout out my guy Carson, man. He's going crazy this year. 5th game that he's had 10-plus tackles. He's leading. He's the top in the nation in tackles, which is crazy. Yeah. So it's just, I think we seeing a superstar unfold on our defense, and we've been known for some good linebackers over the years. Yeah, I agreed. I like the way Femi's playing off the edge. Yeah. Femi's figuring it out. He's figuring it out. Yeah, he's figuring it out, man. DBs is playing better. Yep. So it's going to be a good test, man, and a good test for the rest of the season because I think we, right now we're 2-5, and I think we can win these next few games. If we finish out 7-5 and go to a bowl game, that's a win for us, especially how it started. Major win. And, a lot of people are comparing our schedule to the likes of the Washingtons, for example. If we had Washington's schedule, I think the Bruins would be 4-2 because they played some FCS teams in the beginning, which was cakewalks. Yeah. UCLA didn't get that honor of playing cakewalk games. So this only builds this team's attitude stronger for next year, number one. And number two, I see the Bruins, if they can contain the penalties, because we're playing a lot of penalty football, and we can prevent that, like Davies with the PIs and stuff like that. So if we can eliminate that, I think our defense has a great chance of containing these offenses. Now, DC, going forward now, what do you see the Bruins in the offseason, recruiting? I know Coach Foster's bringing a lot of good talent. Yes. What's the outlook of the Bruins recruitment going forth? Yeah, I just think, we got to win California. I think California has so many good athletes. We let a lot of these guys leave and go to these other schools. So I think we got to get the top guys here. And then, definitely got to
get some O-line, some D-line. You know, if your front seven has to be solid. And, just get some other guys in that's going to compete. I mean, when I was playing ball, my coach, he told me every year, I'm looking for the next Donovan Carter.
Wow. So
to take your spot. And that's the beautiful thing about college is competition. You know, you gotta know that. But still compete and still work hard. But you got to know you got these young guys coming in, you know, ready to go.
Next brewing up, as Donovan would say.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to take you to a segment. We're going to be interviewing the president of Willams Homes right now, and we're going to talk about this development. And actually, we're going to show you some footage of DC cutting the ribbon. So Westwood Open House, you're in a treat. We're going to give you some home tours and give you some interviews after this segment on Westwood Open House. Westwood Open House fans, welcome to our segment, and we're with some wonderful gentlemen here. We got Dan Fina and Kyle Milano. These two gentlemen are responsible for the Willams Homes development and also sponsor our podcast. And DC, I know you got some wonderful questions for the gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity for the podcast. We really appreciate that. Can you tell us about this beautiful place, Finch Ranch? Like, what made you choose this location, and what can we expect from this beautiful day?
Absolutely. I mean, Finch Ranch has been a labor of love. It's 10 years in the making that we've been going after this community. And what really we loved about it is the opportunity to bring, especially in a time like today, obtainably priced new homes so close to both Ventura and Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
You get all the convenience of being in a bigger town with the small town charm. You're 15 minutes from anything and everything you could want. So we're really excited to be here.
We're excited as well. I think Patrice was telling me you have to get your mail from the actual from the post office, which is amazing. This is a beautiful place. The mountains are right here. The weather is really nice. How do you guys feel about the ribbon cutting today?
Yeah, we're really excited to open our new park here. It's a community public park that's open. It's quite large, so we're excited to show it off to the local community. It's right in the heart of Finch Ranch, and already seeing residents really enjoy it, and people coming from outside of the neighborhood as well, and to enjoy the park. So couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day.
Yeah, for sure. Now I'm loving out here. If you're ever in the area, Finch Ranch, please check it out. Check out one of these beautiful homes, and yeah.
Kyle, real quick question. The pricing of the homes, it's very affordable. I think some of them is starting at $489. Talk about why you priced it so low. What's the reason behind that?
Well, there's it's no secret to anyone who'd be watching this podcast that there's an affordability issue just broadly in California. So, we try to target everywhere we're able to, that first-time home buyer, first-time move-up. So, we did everything we could here to keep, costs low, keep our sales prices attainable. So that's what we do.
That's wonderful to know. And guys, there is a $5,000 incentive on this QR code right here. So scan that QR code for a $5,000 voucher. And we see Dan with the Dodger hat right here. So I think Dodgers in 6. What's your prediction?
Yeah, I would agree in 6. They got to win it at home.
Have to.
And who's the player you think that's going to be pivotal in this series?
Well, it's got to be Ohtani. That's what everyone wants. That's what my 8-year-old son is rooting for. So let's see the magic happen.
What about you, Kyle?
Showtime Ohtani. Let's go.
And we have some Ohtani bombs served by Great Western Home Loans, one of our partners here. So guys, if you're in the area, come stop by, take a look at this beautiful, affordable community called Finch Ranch. Westwood Open House fans, we are with Lance Williams, CEO of Willams Homes. Lance, thank you for having me and Donovan here.
Sure.
First of all, thanks for the invite. And these llamas, I didn't expect the llamas here real quick.
That's a handsome llama too. She's pretty good looking, isn't she?
Yeah. Lance, we're all just struck over this community because it's built so well, and the affordability aspect of it. Can you walk us through what went through your mind when you decided to build here, especially in this community of Piru?
Yeah. So I've had a long-term relationship with Jim Finch and his family, the Finch Farms. Jim's and his family have been farming here in the Heritage Valley in Ventura for decades. So this particular property had the right zoning for housing, and Jim got it entitled. So he and I worked for many years to put this deal together, and we were kind enough and fortunate to pick up this project. So in his honor and the family's honor, we named the project Finch Ranch. And we are super excited about it. This project's like a unicorn in Southern California housing because it's attainably priced, coastal California housing. which you just don't get anymore. So we've had tremendous sales. We sold 70 homes this year, in spite of interest rates moving up and down. And it's because it's affordable. And what we see here that we don't often see in Southern California, especially coastal Southern California, is young families coming and buying homes. So you have young couples pushing strollers with babies and moving into this neighborhood. And it's fantastic. The scenery, the location, the weather. We love it. So really excited and feel great about the opportunity to bring this project to our families.
Yeah, it's so beautiful out here. I mean, from Willams Ranch to Willams Villa to now Finch Ranch. Like, how do you keep being creative? Like, I feel like every property I go to is better and better. Like, how do you get those creative juices and like don't make, because you got a lot of cookie cutter neighborhoods. Yeah. I feel like in California, but like each one has its own personal identity.
So how do I do it? Well, I get plenty of sleep, and then I have like a routine every morning. I spend a lot of time preparing my dog's food.
Yes.
And then we go for a nice long walk, and we work it out, and we just get it done during the day. That's generally the program. That's how I finish the day as well. I go and I'll make them a nice dinner. They eat, and then the four of us take a nice long walk, and then we'll sit on the porch and just kind of come up with a plan for the next day. It's pretty fantastic. So I guess I would say I just work on being more like my dogs.
I got you.
And that's how I get it done.
And your love of dogs is apparent because a lot of the Willams Ranch homes have a dog entrance, a dog wash.
Yep.
And I think that the love for animals inspired you with that. Can you talk about, and number two, the community as well. You guys hired a lot of the community members in the area to decorate and design.
Yep.
What was the thinking behind that?
Well, so we do have a lot of local designers, young designers who do work for us. Alex Carilla's fantastic designer, her teams. So they've just done great work, and they bring that youthful energy and design that's beyond my pay grade, and just the product's finished so fantastic. It's just great to walk a model home and aspire to what that looks like,
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
DC, I think we're asking for a special promotion if we can get a free home. Is that correct?
All right, well, we'll have to check with the director of sales if we can find him, but we'll see what we can do. But thanks for coming out today.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And sharing this information with your interested buyers.
Thank you so much, William. And guys, this concludes our segment. We're going to take you to the ribbon cutting ceremony.
3